Hey guys, what's up? This is Nick with Landshark Lifestyle. Today we're going to be implementing a new segment called What Are Your Goals? So I'm going to go ahead and talk to Dylan here for a little bit, and we're just going to get some conversation going and see what happens. So Dylan is one of my close friends, and we've been good friends for a long time now, and he's actually leaving to go overseas again, so we're going to talk about that a little bit in the video here, but he doesn't know that I'm recording this part and that this is going to be a farewell kind of goodbye video. Today he's leaving actually, but this video is going to have a little collage of our memories and stuff in it, some pictures and videos from our last handful of years together as friends, and I hope that he stays safe over there. And Dylan, this way you have something to kind of remember our friendship by while you're gone, and hope you guys all enjoy the video. We've been friends for a while now, since like 2016.
And it wasn't like acquaintances. Oh, we meet up, we're good friends. It was kind of like this.
We met a couple times, and then like we didn't really like talk anymore. And then we were friends, like really good friends for a while. And then Dylan goes into, he's kind of in the military, so he goes overseas for like long periods at a time. So he'll be gone for like 6-8 months or so at a time, maybe even a little bit more. And when he does that, though, like we obviously don't really talk too much. We talk a little bit, but when he comes back down, then we hang out a lot and stuff, and kind of rekindle our friendship. So it's just kind of an interesting relationship.
Natural friendship. Like nothing was forced. It kind of just happened.
Yeah. What are your goals?
I would say first major goal is finish school.
Okay.
I failed 2 classes, got set back, had to redo freshman year, all that. Yeah.
I remember that.
Oh yeah. They all rag on me about that.
So he's a merchant marine, and what's the school you go to?
United States Merchant Marine Academy up in New York.
As a merchant marine, like give us a little bit of information about what it is that you do and like how your career is going to kind of work.
And it's everyone who's working on a cargo ship, on a tanker, on LNGs, stuff like that, where you go out to sea, you travel the world, you come back, you're unloading, discharging cargo, all that.
I mean, like there's a lot of people in the United States that do travel around internationally and stuff, but at the same time, a lot of people don't really understand the cultures of the rest of the world. So for you, that's such a cool experience going to see it, and it's part of your job.
It's wild. I mean, India was probably one of the worst, only because of the amount of pollution. It was like a thick, like stinky haze all over, and that's because of all the pollution. No one cares. There's trash in the water, and who knows, maybe I'll fall in love with, let's say, go to Russia per se, and I love the culture, I love everything.
I'll go visit Dylan in Minsk.
Oh, it's
or St. Petersburg.
No, I was gonna say I'll be in St. Petersburg, Russia.
Yeah. You're gonna be so well traveled, and I think that that's one of the most valuable forms of education. It just allows you to see things in a different point. It forces you to see things in a different point of view, and you can't. Even if you're not comfortable and you're in India or something, you have to figure it out. So we're gonna do this thing where we're just gonna read off some questions, like some would you rather type questions. Dylan found some online that were just kind of fun. Would you rather lose your ability to lie, or would you rather believe everything that you're told? If you believe everything, if you have to believe everything you're being told, and someone says that aliens are the rulers of the galaxy and that the Earth is a subset of their nation or whatever, and then they start telling you all this stuff, and you have to believe it because, you know what I mean?
You know, I could say, hey, your name's actually John. You could be like, hey, my name's John. Well, that's a flat out lie. Look at your driver's license. But would you think the driver's license is wrong then? Because if you truly believe you're John, it's...
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Because you couldn't really tell lies because you wouldn't be able to.
Yeah. You know what? I think I'm gonna finalize my answer here. I'm gonna go with not being able to lie anymore.
No, I agree with you. If it was either or, it would be lose the ability to lie.
So we were just getting into what is free will exactly? Is it actually something that humans need? And if it is, then where do we stand with authorities and stuff? So the government and religion and different, authorities that are instituted, even your family or, school or things like that, because those kind of take away from free will. So the main thing that we were getting at is free will and the idea of society and stuff, are they kind of like one or the other? Can you really have both of them at the same time?
I believe we all have free will, but to an extent. We all live in some sort of imaginary bubble that stops us.
There is free will, and then there's these institutions and authorities that kind of diminish free will, but people do choose to do those things and be a part of those things.
Because I was brought up in, very structured household and schooling with the military, very structured. that's how I thrive, and that's what helps me. Even though I want to have as much free will and as much freedom as I want, I know I'm gonna better myself with some structure, with some boundaries.
Yeah.
But I'm choosing to do that.
I lack a little bit of structure in my life. Like, I've always kind of went to different jobs, and I've always been interested in different things. I never really like went to the same thing in school. I always kind of been bouncing around a little bit. So for me, I really, really like having my, agenda and my goals and my organizational things that I've built into my life. But I always did those things because I needed some sort of structure too. It's a very weird, balancing act.
It is. Everyone wants, this freedom, free time, do whatever you want, but you're never going to accomplish anything in life unless you have some rules, some structure. Like even now, we have a whole page of topics we want to talk about. If we didn't have any of that, we may be like, oh, what do we talk about now? It may go off the rails, but since we have topics, that's a good starting point.
We've got a loose structure. So that might even be
the
answer.
Structure.
That might even be the answer. Just have a loose organization of things, a loose structure, and then kind of be spontaneous within there. If you guys are looking for a healthy snack and something that you can just... No, it's not sponsored.
Sounds like you're sponsored.
But because I get this all the time, and I've recommended it to so many people. If you just go to the store, this is like $6, and it's a huge bag of trail mix. Would you say that overall that you're extroverted or you're introverted?
I'm not 100% introvert or extrovert. I'm kind of in the middle, depending on my mood. I'd say I'm more extroverted because, I love meeting new people when we go out. But there's also some times where I feel just, I want my own time.
In a social environment, I would think that we're both extroverts.
I agree.
I would think so. Because we both go out, we get a lot of energy from meeting people and talking to people and stuff like that.
Or even spring break, I went to Panama. I didn't want to stay in the hotel room, not interview all day. Go out, and even if we don't know what's going on, just make it work.
Yeah, we went to Panama a couple of years ago. That was fun.
We met a group of girls in the pool and stuff. We went out to a club where Little John was, met some people there, just made the most out of it.
We went to a lot of different cities, and like he was saying, we went to Panama City for spring break a year or two ago, and we just had a lot of kind of odd adventures together. And we always have this weird spontaneity. We never set an agenda and did something. We always were like, hey, we're gonna bring this much money, and we're gonna bring the car, and we're gonna bring this and this and this and this.
Go with the flow.
And we're just gonna go there and see what happens. When we went to Panama City originally, we were gonna sleep in the car.
There was no game plan.
We didn't have money. We didn't have a plan.
Nothing.
We were like, we're just gonna drive there. We're gonna sleep in the car, see what happens.
Yeah.
And it ended up kind of working out. We got a cheap hotel room, and when that happens, it's the most fun. Whenever we plan stuff, it don't get me wrong, it's still a good time, but I think that the most fun experiences that we've had together or separately even were spontaneous things that weren't planned, weren't meant to happen, and it kind of forced us out of our comfort zone. It was a little bit of a surprise, and those were kind of the elements of excitement. Would you rather speak all languages or be able to speak to all animals? But if you can speak to all animals and humans are animals, then that means you'd be able to speak to all humans. So if I can speak to all animals, that means I can include the humans.
But speaking to all animals, I'm assuming that would be in one language. Like, you would use English to speak to all animals, and those animals would talk back and you would hear it in English so you understand.
But that would go for humans too.
Only in English though. Because if you speak to all animals, are they gonna... What about if they, over in France, they start talking French back? Well, you don't understand them, so to speak to all animals, they all have to be one language so you understand and can speak to them. I'm gonna say languages because my job in the future, I'm gonna be all over the world. That would be more beneficial to me if I can speak the language. And if I don't understand it to the same extent, then I can learn it. I can already speak it, I can study a little bit, and that'll help me wherever I go in the world. I'm fluent.
Yeah.
I can understand everyone. Animals would be...
I think I would pick animals, personally.
If they could speak back and you understand what they're saying, that's different. I would choose animals 100% to have a full conversation.
So the
you see a
parameters
shark
are very
coming up and you're like,
important
hey, I see you coming, don't do this.
Don't bite me.
Back away.
Dylan and Doug and Sarah are all here now because we're going to the beach in a little bit here. Thank you guys for watching. Me and Dylan had a good time. Dylan, tell them to like and subscribe.
Do it. Like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe to Landshark Lifestyle.
Like and subscribe. We want to like and subscribe to Landshark Lifestyle.
And put in the little alert.
Yep.
So when we make new videos, yes.
Yeah. Make sure
And
to click that.
the Would You Rather questions, I want to hear your input.
Guys, make sure to hit that bell for notifications. You know, keep up to date with all that good shit on Instagram and everything that we got going on.
At Landshark Lifestyle.
Welcome.